right, I am back in the portal again. You understand me? Let's get it popping, man. Let's jump in for a second. Let's go. Yeah.
Hold up.
I'm back in the portal, man.
Yo.
Welcome to the portal.
I woke up, got out my bed, it was a sunny day. Brush my teeth, clean my skin, cause I love my face. Ain't got time for all that stressing. I'm receiving all my blessings. About to love and hug myself, cause I got time today. Whatever happened yesterday, guess what? Ain't worried about it. On my masterpiece today, you know I'm bout it. I ain't stressing about no bills, I ain't got no time to chill. Put some problems in my face, I'm just gon' bounce about it. Like why you mad at me? Because I chose to love myself, yes I am proud of me. Not where I'm trying to go just yet, but I'm about to be. Now put your hands up in the sky and be thankful you still here, and stop asking them why. Lord, I got it, you know I got it. Look buddy, I got it. And ain't nobody on this earth gon' ever come and stop it. Cause I'm from the country south, got something to say. Fun a big boy with 3K, they let me bounce out my shoulder pop. Bounce on shoulder, feel the vibe. I ain't stressing today, yo. I ain't stressing today. You negative, but I ain't got time. I ain't stressing today, yo. I ain't stressing today. Peace and love is on my mind. I ain't stressing today, yeah. I ain't stressing today. I'ma tell you one more time. I ain't stressing today, yeah. I ain't stressing today.
Okay, you understand me? Yeah, man. Back in the portal, you hear me? First off, I got to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the true name of the living God of Israel. His name means he who exists. Yahweh Shai is the true name of the one that everyone ignorantly called Jesus. Reason is because the letter J was created in 1524. The Bible, which is the correct and proper holy book, is way older than 1524. So we know his name couldn't have been Jesus. And the proper way that you say it is Yahweh Shai. Okay? And Rakakwadash is the proper way that you say Holy Spirit in the ancient language, which is the Paleo-Hebrew. And Bahashem is the proper way that you say in the name in the ancient language, which is the Paleo-Hebrew. Okay, second and foremost, I have to pay homage to all of the great kings who came before me, all right? All of the great kings, prophets, seers, and priests, right? Who came before me in your previous lifetimes, right? Through and during the reincarnation process, doing the same thing that I am doing for you today in your modern day lifetime, and that is giving you this game. You understand me? Yeah, you hear me? Back in the motherfucking portal again, man. Yeah, man. You know, yesterday, we talked about aura, right? And the things that you need to do, in order to have your aura intact, right? In order for you to be able to attract, okay? And semen retention is a very important piece of that, right? Celibacy is a very important piece of that, right? It creates that electromagnetic field around you, right? That repels negativity and attracts abundance, right? Of the things that, that's suitable for you in your lifestyle, right? That elevates your life, okay? Not saying that you're not going to go through any challenges or anything like that, but the difference between when you on SR and when you off, it feels like punishment. When you're on, it feels like a challenge. Okay? All right? Today we're going to talk about alignment, right? And the alignment process, okay? It's a lot of things, man. It's crazy, man. That aura video yesterday, man, one thing I think with the alignment video today that I think, from yesterday it want me to speak on is the amount of respect that one has to have for themselves. Okay? And I ain't gonna lie, man, today that's what is just really hit me on today was like the respect for self. Like you gotta have so much respect for yourself that you won't entertain foolishness. Yeah, I'm talking that shit today. I can feel it. See, you gotta have so much respect for yourself that you not gonna drop your integrity for nothing or no one. You understand me? Okay. You gotta have so much respect for yourself that you gonna walk away from toxicity. right? No, regardless if it's a mate, regardless if it's a job, regardless if it's a home, an apartment complex, whatever it is, you're going to walk away from it if it's toxic. Okay? That's how much respect one has to have for themselves, right? And you know, I ain't gonna lie, man. I first want to say this. I'm in one of my favorite places right now, the park. You understand me? But I seen something today that I have never seen as many times if I've came to this park, and it's very disturbing and degrading when I seen it. Right? But it's 3 black women with a stripper pole in the park, and they twirling on the stripper pole in the park. Yeah, I didn't even know this shit was even possible, but they made it possible. This is why the black woman gonna get it. Yeah, this is why she gonna get it, right? She has no respect for herself because she's free here, right? She's free here, but humbling is coming. There will be a great humbling. See, in order for you to attract an alignment, I guess that's why I'm saying all this, why the Spirit had me to see it and for me to say what I'm saying, right? And I ain't talking to all black women when I say this, but I'm talking to those who haven't been humbled yet, or those who have been humbled but done forgot what it feels like to be humbled, right? A great humbling is coming. And my lesson ain't about that, but the Spirit is on me to say that. The Spirit on me hard to say that. Today, also, right, the deaf lady that I have been telling you guys about that's been causing a lot of, mischief and chaos, trying to bring it in my world, but by me being on semen retention, it's like she's trying to knock, but she just can't get in. She just can't pierce through the field, and she don't even understand why. But I ended up by my energy being up, I was able to attract and align, the money that I needed for my bus fare next week. All praise to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, right? My partner, Mr. AJ, allowed me to use the truck to get what I needed to get. And the truck went to tripping a little bit, but I had made my money, so I was like, okay, that's the Spirit saying, all right, shut it down. Okay, this is what it's like. What I mean by when you following the Spirit, when things like that happen, that's what I'm talking about. You understand me? But before I started on my journey, I went to the store to get some ice and some water to have with me to stay hydrated. And guess who pulled up next to me? Deaf lady. Now I could have looked at her and frowned and gave her a snotty look, or looked at her and told her fuck her and all that, but I didn't. I seen her through my peripheral. I seen her even trying to get my attention. But I moved through life like she wasn't even there. So I went on about my business. So when I made it back, Miss Ruby, right, my mother figure out here in Dallas, was on the phone with me, and she say, that bitch, I don't mean to say, but that's her language. That bitch told AJ that you was acting snotty with her at the store, and all. But remind you guys, I never said one word to her. I never even looked in her direction. She said that your ex and her been talking, and so why you talking to my ex? And your ex said that, she broke up with you because, you don't do nothing, you don't want to do nothing. But this the same bitch that, every time call me begging me for money. Right? You understand me? Yeah, it'd be crazy, you hear me? So I listened. I was like, yeah, Miss Ruby. She was like, yeah, you understand me? Say your attitude bad, and that's why she don't want to be with you no more, because you don't know how to talk to people and all. I say, yeah. I called my ex. I was like, I say, look, since you around this bitch bad mouthing me, like that. I say, and I say, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a disdain, disgust with you right now. I say, cause for the last couple of days, I say, I've been feeling like I've been pulling teeth out your motherfucking mouth just for you to help me. When I made that statement up, she grunted. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I got something for you though. See, for now on, this what I want for both of us to do. When I see you out, you right, I'ma act like I don't even see you, and I expect for you to do the same with me. Yeah, he got quiet on the phone, right? See, the worst thing that a woman can do to a man is for that man to lose respect for her. For that man to lose respect for that woman. Once a man loses respect for a woman, it's over with for her. It's over with for her. Whatever little ounce of love he had for her, once he lose respect for her, it's over with for her. It's over with. Game over. Game, you will never get that man back again. It's over with for you, baby. And he could have been trying with you, but once he lose respect for you, it's over with. And that's what happened today. I lost respect for her. I lost all respect for her. That's just what it is, but there's a great humbling coming. Right? There's a great humbling coming. I don't know why I keep saying that, but it is. It's on my spirit for me to say that. It's telling me to say it again. There's a great humbling coming. Right? But we're going to get into the lesson on alignment, because the humbling process is really all about alignment. Right? That's what the humbling process does. It aligns you. It gets you back in alignment. See, my previous videos, I'm showing you guys the humbling process with me, right? It's to get me back in alignment. See, when I went back, when I came back by Miss Ruby, you heard me, and she running the things to me, the spirit jumped on her to look at me in my face again and tell me, look, I'm gonna tell you something. As long as I'm alive, you're gonna always have a roof over your head. You don't never have to worry about nothing. See, because the thing is, she heard it for herself. What Deaf Lady said and what my ex was saying about me, she heard it for herself. But one thing this lady know though, this baby came here and he stayed on my sofa, but he ain't stay. That baby got up and went and got him a job. He ain't what this whole saying that he is. He went and got him a job. He went out there, even if he didn't get it, he went looking for it. You understand me? That one thing she knew. You understand me? And it's the alignment process. See, I wasn't even supposed to been over there by the mama anyway, but that's the alignment. I had to go. This is what I'm saying. Like, God will have you doing things so you can get to a certain level. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be at this level right now of feeling the way that I feel about her. And guess what? Because I've been trying to still bring her along to the blessings that I got coming to me. But guess what? Everybody ain't meant to be in the process of your blessings. You understand me? And that's hard for some people to understand. So what God do, God will put you next to that person, but put you in a situation where you gain a disdain, disgruntled type of feeling about that individual. Okay? Why? That'll keep you from bringing that person along inside of that next door that you about to walk into. All right? But I got some, and it's all about alignment. It's all about alignment. Okay? Let's get these clips though. Let's get these clips, man. Let's get it. I hope the audio and everything is coming out well. Oh man. Damn. I hope the audio and everything coming out well. I didn't even know that was down. That's crazy. Let's get it, man.
Video, he speaks about the most powerful frequency to leave the human body. Make sure you watch it to the end and let me know what you think in the comments below.
A new study just recently came out that was able to measure which emotion produces the most powerful frequency out of the human body, and it wasn't love. This emotion was 4,000 times stronger than love. The study is called the Spain Scale of Emotion Research Project, and that's spelled SPANE. In this research project, they were able to gather 25,000 subjects and put them all in the room, where they were able to take instruments that could measure the frequencies being emitted from the human body. And these instruments were so precise that they could isolate different emotions that humans were experiencing based off of the frequency that was being emitted from their bodies. These instruments were so precise that they were able to isolate the differences between anger, frustration, passion, joy, arousal, sadness, any emotion you could think of. And the most powerful emotion that was detected by these instruments was authenticity. The frequency that authenticity emitted through the human body was 4,000 times stronger than that of frequency emitted from love. True power comes from being your authentic self. And now this is scientifically proven. So the key to raising your vibration is loving yourself enough to be real, to be authentic, to tell the truth, to believe in what you say, to believe in yourself.
Right. And there's only one way you can be able to tap into that type of frequency. You got to be on semen retention and celibacy, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. You know, let's get the next clip right quick, you hear me? One of the greatest, Bob Proctor.
We're on a level of vibration. Become tuned into your own feelings. Become aware of what is happening. If you don't feel good, you have the ability, just like that, to alter the vibration you're in. You can change the ideas in your mind, and when you do that, everything in your life changes. Now let's look at this for a moment. This is rather interesting. Albert Einstein said something pretty interesting. He said that everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. He said, match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is physics. Match the frequency of the reality you want. Now, what does science and theology teach us? Nothing's created or destroyed. So everything's already here.
Let's get the next clip.
Within all that's required to attract, literally, whatever you want into your life. You can see it in your head. You can hold it in your hand. Because that is the frequency. Match the frequency of the good you desire. If you hold the dream in your mind and you don't let the outside world control you, you will attract everything that you need, and that space will fill in. The way will be shown. I believe that was written by. You know, the only energy those brain cells can take on is the same energy it's sending on. The only energy those brain cells can take on is the like energy to that which you're sending on. You focus on the negatives in another person, what kind of energy do you think you're taking on? What kind of a vibration do you think you're in? It might be a wise idea to focus on the good aspects of even the worst situation. The only thing you can attract to you are the things you're in harmonious vibration with. If you turn on AM 1010 on your dial in Toronto on the radio, you're going to get a radio station. And that's the only station you can get on that frequency. If you turn the dial, what you're doing is moving off that frequency. And then the only thing you get are the things that's on the frequency you've turned onto. Well, the only thing you can get are things that are in harmonious vibration with the frequency that you're operating on.
Do you believe in energies and frequencies and auras?
It's not I believe in them, I know they are there. It's just from time to time, and in different traditions it's expressed with different words, with different terminologies. Some call it vibration, some call it frequency, some call it light, some call it darkness. They all fall in quite the same category, meaning yes, there is something that needs to be adjusted, or something where you need to get in resonance with.
Today we're going to discuss the topic of discovering your unique frequency. And this, in simple terms, is ensuring that you're in alignment with your life. So if you're ever feeling drained, fatigued in certain environments around certain people, that's because that's not aligned with your unique frequency. Sometimes we tend to try to force puzzle pieces that just don't fit, and the truth is that's just not for you. So you can ask yourself specific questions. Do I feel peace? Do I feel tranquility? Do I feel freedom? Do I feel passion? And if all of those feelings and emotions come up, then that's a key indicator that you're on your unique frequency. But on the opposite of that, if you're feeling drained, anger, frustration, then those emotions mean you're not in alignment. So in order to manifest your desires faster, it's going to be crucial to get on your unique frequency. So if that means releasing.
Stop forcing yourself to be wealthy, successful. Stop it. Enough. When you start to understand this language of the universe, this energy, all I have to do is be in alignment. Alignment. I have to get my mind in alignment with my desired outcome.
Come
so
on.
If I'm sitting here desiring and wanting, that means I'm not in alignment. I'm actually living my life as if I don't have it. That's not abundance. That's scarcity.
No.
You'll never
Come
want
on.
something that you already have. You've been gifted with something called the imagination. The imagination allows you to imagine that you already have it right now. So ask yourself, whatever I'm trying to create, if I already had it, how would I be behaving? How would I act? How would I feel? What would I do? Once you answer those questions, you apply it. And when you apply it, you're moving the same frequency as already having it. And you won't need it anymore. And you won't have to chase after it. You won't have to grind. You won't need to. I'm already it. I'm already him. I'm already her. And then this physical universe will conspire to see that it corresponds to your vibration.
Does that make sense? Yeah. This is simple physics. It's just about aligning with the vibration of who you actually are. And the things that excite you the most because they're representative of your true natural frequency. So acting on the things that excite you the most is like following the compass needle that's pointing to your true magnetic north. And if you just keep doing that, you will find that that excitement will become the driving engine and the organizing principle of your life and will attract to you every single situation you need to continue to act on more and more and more opportunities that bring more excitement. That's actually all you need to do. At any given moment, you have a number of things that are available to you to take action on. It doesn't matter what they are. Just pick the one that has the most excitement, that you have the greatest degree of ability to take action on, and act on it to the best of your ability until you can take it no further with absolutely zero expectation. And if you just keep doing that, you will find that your life will become an ecstatic explosion of synchronicity.
So, whenever you change a bit of awareness or pay attention to yourself in any type of way, you raise your frequency level. When you raise your frequency level, everything has to be aligned perfectly. So guess what? If my understanding of me just went up here, then everything that's down here was based off of my understanding being me down here. So my vibration is the version of me down here. But now I'm up here now. And now that I'm up here, everything on my timeline now has to go up. So this is where friends will fall off. Relationships will be over. I have to face my fear. This is when certain issues will happen with jobs. This is when certain issues will happen. My faith will be tested in all those areas because my new identity needs a new vibration. So what I need to pay attention to is bringing awareness to myself and watch everything go the way it is. Because everything that's in your life is based off how you saw yourself in that moment. That's why you're struggling. So when things are leaving, you need to let it go because you don't no longer need it because that's not who you are.
3 signs that you're in energetic alignment. Number 1, you become more magnetic to strangers. So people will make excuses to talk to you or interact with you, whether at the grocery store, in the park, because what's really happening is they want access to your energetic field because at a deeper level, they also want to be in energetic alignment. Number 2, you feel like something exciting is about to happen, but you have no idea what it is. And this actually allows you into a deeper level of surrender and trust and peace within. Because at a deeper level, you know that you are on the right path and good things are coming. Number 3, you have more coincidences start showing up in your life. Whether it's seeing your favorite number or hearing your favorite song or predicting something's going to happen and then it happens, or even overhearing people talking about something that you have been thinking about yourself. These are all just confirmations from your higher self in the universe that you can surrender, you can trust because you are on the right path.
Stop trying to figure it out and just let it play out. Like, you in your head trying to create these scenarios that will never exist when you could put your awareness, your attention, your focus on something more important to you. Like, stop trying to figure people out. Stop wondering why they not texting. Stop wondering why they not calling. Stop wondering why your friends acting like this. Stop wondering why your family like this. Stop wondering, because you'll never really know, because we all are living in our own world. Everybody that's living, that you pass by on the daily, is in their own world with their own perception of reality. So a lot of times, not even a lot of times, always 100% of the time, when people do things, they're not doing it to you, they're doing it from them. And what I mean is that has everything to do with them, their actions. It's nothing in your head that you can put together to make sense of someone else's actions, how they speak, how they are. That is their internal world that they're living in. If people are rude to you or mean to you, their internal world is rude and mean. It has nothing to do with you. You don't deserve for people to treat you meanly. You know, you don't deserve people to be rude. You don't deserve for things like lack of communication, things like that. And so there's no reason to go in your head and try to figure out. Let it play out. If you got people, like, let's use dating for an example. If you're dating someone, they not being consistent, they're not communicating, they're not texting, they're not calling. Don't try to figure out why. Let the shit play out. Let it run its course. They will eventually be out of your life, and take your focus and put it on something more important. Remember that you are here to live life. Not everyone has this big goal or this big dream of doing something amazing, but we all are here to live. There's lots of things in this world to experience. There's culture, there's places to travel to, there's food, there's new people to meet, there's community, there's art to see, there's music to hear. There's things to feel, meditate, go touch some grass, go pick a flower. Like, shift your focus and stop trying to figure out everybody else move. Like, that's how you lose. You too in your head about things that other people are doing. Whole time they're acting from self. It has nothing to do with you. And don't let nobody ever tell you, oh, I did you like that because you act like, nah, you did me like that because that's how you do. That has everything to do with you. They ain't got nothing to do with me. So instead of trying to figure out everybody's little next move in your head with scenarios like, oh, when I talk to him, I'm gonna say, nah. If y'all talk, y'all talk. Let it play out. Be present. Stop being in your head trying to be a psychic. That's not how that works. You can't tell the future by thinking. Most of your thoughts are not real. Most of your thoughts are taught. Most of your thoughts come from other people's thoughts that were around you growing up, and you have adapted their damn mindsets. Your thoughts are not yours. So I'm just saying, if you are thinking right now, overthinking, or you're trying to like figure out the next or whatever with this little situation, think about how minor that shit is to you in your big life, because you are living, you're being, you are the experience. Like, this is your life. So fuck a.
You can't have everything, but you can have everything that is aligned to you. Manifesting abundance is all based off of the frequency and the alignment, the flow state, being in the place where you feel most aligned to creating value. You have to align, and you have to understand you'll get everything that is meant for you. Everything. You can't have everything. You can't have what I have, but you can have exactly what you need to have. You have to find things that you fully resonate with, that you are, and then you become them. The moment you do that, life gets so much better.
Here is how to meet the frequency and vibration of your desire in order to manifest it in, okay? Everything is a mirror and a reflection of what's happening internally. So in order to shift anything externally, we have to first shift internally before it is materialized in our 3D current reality, okay? So I'm going to give you an example. Say you are desiring someone to choose you, either in a relationship currently or to materialize a new relationship into your life. You must first create a dominant belief that you are chosen and that you are worthy of being chosen and deeply loved. And then you have to create the feeling of that. What would that feel like? And the thoughts that would match that. And all of that will align with the frequency and vibration. So how to do that? Choose yourself. Show up for yourself. Love yourself. And that's mirrored back to you.
You only attract to you what you expect. Expectation is a mindset. And as you build that mindset, you set up the law of attraction. The next one is the law of vibration. Every level of vibration is referred to as a frequency. This body you're living in operates on frequency. Everything in this universe operates on frequency. We have to get onto the frequency of the good that we desire. And as you start to understand the law of vibration, you can start to take control over your life.
All right. And you know, that's what it is. You feel me? Everything is about alignment, and everything is about energy, right? It's about the frequencies, right? And what frequencies and energy are you aligned to, right? You know, a lot of that information that I just played for you guys, this to me is old, but it's still new. Still new. I still refer back to it, right? And especially, you know, now that with my understanding with the Most High, you know, and the wisdom that I'm gaining, that He's allowing me to have access to, that knowing that He's in full, that I'm in full submission to Him, willingly or unwillingly, right? That information of energy is even more important. Understanding that information is even more important. Right, understanding that semen retention activates the bioelectric magnetic field around us is even more important. Right, I remember, man, many days I used to study the works of the great Bob Proctor, and just listen to him for hours and hours and hours. And I was like, something missing though. He's saying it, something missing though, and it was semen retention. Semen retention was the missing piece. Right, for my women, celibacy is the missing piece. Right, all that information that just was given, if you not on semen retention or celibacy, bro, right, it's basically pointless, because it creates the magnetic field. You need, in order for you to tap into what these people are talking about, you need the magnetic field. You need it to be strong. Right, and holding on to your life force is what strengthens that magnetic field, right? It creates that vortex around you, okay? And you need that, right? Let's get into the lesson though. And if this is a two-part lesson, once again, as I always say, I advise you guys to click on my part 2, because I have gems in my part 2. You know what I'm saying? I always have gems in my part 2, and I advise you guys to click on my part 2, get them gems. And if you new here, you know what I'm saying, subscribe. You feel me? You know, I gotta pull this lesson up. I gotta pull this lesson up. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So get the gems, and if you new, subscribe, and you know, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? I've been dropping gems lately, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I've been dropping some bangers. But it's because I'm going through the humbling, right? The humbling process is to align you back to your alignment, right? So when you go through your shit, man, it's all about being aligned, right? Getting back in alignment. That's what it's all about. So, let's get it, man. It's gonna be a cold lesson. All right, let's get it. The law of alignment, right? Aura leads to alignment, which leads to action, which leads to results, right? Are your daily decisions aligned with the future you're praying for, right? That's a question that you really gotta ask every day, right? But the Most High, if He rocking with you, He gonna allow you to ask those type of questions. He gonna put it on you, put you in a situation to make you ask that question, right? You understand me? Introduction, the next level, right? Let's get it. In the last lesson, we learned about the layers of aura, which we did. We learned that your aura isn't simply about how people perceive you. It's about what you're building within yourself, right? Purity, discipline, mind, attraction, presence, discernment, obedience, spiritual covering, right? When you got those things intact, bro, like the lady on one of those clips was saying, you know, people gonna want to come around you. They gonna want to just talk to you. Why? Because your aura field is fucking bright. It's strong. Plus, they can sense that you, man. People can sense when you on semen retention or when you doing celibacy. They don't know exactly what you're doing, but they can sense it. They can feel it. right? I was walking to the park. Every car that passed by was looking at me. They was looking at me. Every car. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, but it's because of the aura, right? The magnetic field, the electromagnetic field that's around my being at this very moment of time, okay? But once you build the aura, another question appears. Where are you taking it, right? Where you taking all this energy, right? What are you transmuting all this energy into? A lot of people just be on semen retention but don't understand. It don't work. That's because you're not transmutating the energy, right? You just not having sex. You just not jacking off. But what are you putting that energy into? Are you working out? Are you reading more? Are you learning another language, right? Are you doing vlogs, right? Are you teaching someone something, right? What are you transmutating the energy into, right? I've been transmutating the energy through these portal lessons. You understand me? And surprisingly, you know, the numbers are getting up there. I'm like, okay, I see the energy, right? Let's get it. Because you can have discipline and still be moving in the wrong direction, right? You can. And that's all up to the Most High. The Most High still have you moving in the wrong direction. Even though you on semen retention, even though you fasting, even though you praying, the Most High still have you moving in the wrong direction. Why? Because eventually what it's going to do is it's going to align you to where you need to be at. See, Jonah was he was a good guy. He was perfect. But the Most High had him moving in the wrong direction for the simple fact to align him to where he needed to be at. Okay? It goes that way. Right? But what he was doing, it was all dealing with preparation. Okay, let's continue. You can have confidence and still have no purpose, correct? You can have attraction and still attract things that aren't good for you, correct? You can have opportunities and still mishandle them, right? You can pray for a new life while continuing to make decisions that belong to the old one, right? That's where the next portal opens, right? The law of alignment, right? That's crazy. Chad said that. That's where the next portal opens, right? So good. I guess Chad is saying my lessons are there are different layers of portals. So every time you jump on a video of mine, you're jumping into another portal. Okay? That's beautiful. The law of alignment, right? Let's get it. Alignment is about bringing your thoughts, actions, environment, relationships, purpose, stewardship, and obedience into agreement with the person you're becoming. The question isn't simply, what do I want? The deeper question is, does the way I'm living agree with what I say I want? Come on, man. Let me say that one more time. Does the way I'm living agree with what I say I want? You know what I'm saying? See, sometimes we can want things but not be in agreement and lifestyle-wise with the thing that we want. You understand me? I remember Nipsey Hussle was saying, you know, he went on an interview and he was saying about, you know, how he had to put the weed down because it was certain environments, because who he was becoming, it was certain environments that he was going in and he seen how people was looking at him. So it's not that, you know, it wasn't that he didn't feel like, you know, smoking wasn't, he didn't like to smoke. Yeah, he liked it to smoke. Yeah, he liked it the herb. But who he was trying to become, it didn't match the frequency. Right? It was certain rooms he would go in where that frequency it didn't belong in that room. He felt and he felt weird when he was in that room. But he knew he needed to be in that room. Right? So eventually what he had to do, he had to put the herb down. Right, to accomplish that and get the things that he needed to get. Right, my mama always used to tell me, sometimes, son, you got to do things that you don't want to do and to get where you need to get to. You understand me? Right? Let's continue. Layer 1, alignment of the mind. And Nipsey's spirit must be around me right now for me to say that. I don't know why, but you know, in the heavens, right? Because everybody that passes away goes back to the Most High. There is no hell. Okay, there's nowhere nobody go and burn, right? All souls return back to the Most High. But when they return back into that fourth dimension, they are fully connected to the energetic field. So they can jump and be in numerous places at one time. Okay, you understand me? So it's and the vibration is, you know, they have to be around high vibrations. You know what I'm saying? They can be in low vibrations too, but I mean, a lot of them don't want to be there. They look for the light. Okay, that's another story for another day. Yeah, they look for the light though. You feel me? And when you holding on to semen retention and celibacy, you have the light, right? You got the light. So it's a lot of spirits in the spiritual realm that you will find that come seeking you out. Why? Because you have the light. Okay. Shout out and may peace and blessings be upon the great brother Ermias, aka Nipsey Hussle. Everything begins in the mind, right? Before something becomes a behavior, it often begins as a thought. Before a destination is reached, there is usually a direction. Before you change your life externally, something has to change internally. That's what the lady was talking about, right? Before you see, a lot of times we like to look at the outside things that pisses us off and makes us frustrated and makes us mad. But we never go within ourselves and be like, and ask the question, why is this making me mad? Why is this frustrating me? What is it about this thing? What is it within me that I need to change, right? It was a brother that I was talking to recently at the warehouse, right? A brother that I work with, and he said something that was so important. You know, he said every time, you know, something go wrong in my life, he say, I don't even go at that person or go at that thing. I go within myself and be like, what I need to change? What I need to change? What I need to do different to change this situation, right? That's when you done elevated in your consciousness. You understand me? Let's get the script. Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. See, when you conform to this world, see, you ready to go do some shit and entertain bullshit and foolishness. See, if I'm trying to change, right? Within myself, I have to change. So when I'm seeing Def Lady earlier, I could have been conformed to this world and went off on her and did a whole bunch of debauchery ass shit. A whole bunch of nigger ass shit. But I didn't. Right? The best way to elevate is to dodge negativity by all means necessary. I knew her energy was negative. Why would I entertain you? Why would I allow you inside of my vortex, inside of my energetic field? You don't get that privilege. Okay? Let's continue. The renewed mind asks different questions. Instead of what feels good right now, it asks what serves my purpose. Come on. Instead of what do I want right now, it asks who am I becoming, right? See, man, I understood. Like, I feel like, you know, a lot of the times when I was watching Bob Proctor and Les Brown and, you know, Abraham Hicks and, you know, all of the greats that's part of, you know, this law of attraction and alignment community, right? That a lot of us have stumbled across around 2012, 2008, 09, right? The Santos Bonacci, right? Man, all the beautiful ones of that community, right? That we stumbled across, right? The Delbert Blairs, right? The Dolores Cannons, okay? Man, there's so many names where I can just bring out, you know, and those of you guys that are in tune, you are familiar with those names, right? If you aren't familiar with those names, I advise you, if you're listening to me, to become familiar with those names. Okay? Get the game. All right? Yeah, man. The Greg Brandons. Okay? The names steady coming, the Joe Dispensers. Okay? You know, get familiar, man. But when it's your time for you to, you will be, right? But I feel like, you know, listening to that information, you know, it seemed like at the time it wasn't working, but it was, because it all prepped me up to stop smoking. Focus more on myself, go within myself, check myself, right? And it was all God plan. You know, God allowed me to smoke so I would get to this point of not smoking. Right? That's what he does. Right? Let's continue. Your future cannot be built consistently with a mind that is committed to your past. Right? Can't keep just dwelling upon the past. Right? You understand me? It's things in your future that your past is just I'm gonna give an example that you ever seen somebody that you know probably did prison time, or in their past they was just to society they was just a horrible person, but when you talk to that person today, if they don't say they was in prison, or if they don't say that they was this type of way or something, you would never known. You would have never known. Right? That's because they didn't bring their past into who they became, who they wanted to become. Okay? Let's get the next layer, right? Layer 2, alignment of action. This is where many people become disconnected, right? You know what I'm saying? They say I want discipline, but their actions say comfort. They ain't doing that right. See, when they talk about discipline means I'm going to get up and I'm going to go work out. My homegirl Shamika, I don't mean to fuck with you, but I gotta bring it out because the spirit it tugged on me at you just now. But my homegirl Shamika, man, she was like, yesterday after I did the lesson, right, and it was beautiful because she didn't even watch the other lesson I did yesterday, and at that moment when we was communicating, so it was beautiful because she wasn't triggered or motivated to say what she said. It was all the spirit that was on her to say this. But she was like, I was walking and I seen the park, and I always hear my girls and them talk about the park. And I never knew where the park was at, but I seen it. It was right there, and I was like, yeah, I mean you need to walk. You understand me? You feel me? So now Shamika is faced with a decision, right? Is her discipline gonna kick in? Is she gonna get up and walk out that house and go to walk even when nobody else is there to walk with her? Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, or is she gonna stay in comfort and just sit there on the sofa? Right? I'm sorry, Shamika, I had to use you as an example, but that's how I go. You feel me? Let's continue. They say I want financial stability, but their actions say impulse. Come on. I know people right now taking off from work knowing that they shouldn't be taking off from work, but yet still be the same one saying, my bills are late. Well, if you would have had discipline and stayed at work, you took off for nothing. And you making up an excuse. I just needed a break. I needed some time off. I needed something. Well, yeah. Okay, well, you can't be complaining about your bills. Right? People right now taking vacations, doing the most, but knowing that they in a financial situation, making good money, but at the same time, that the net income is poor. Right? They say I want financial stability, but their actions say impulse. Right? Just ready to just go spin. They say I want peace, but they keep returning to chaos. Come on. I'm a prime example of that. But everything is for a reason. Right? Everything is for a reason, man. But they spend their days avoiding responsibility. Right? That's misalignment. That's all it is. Right? But that misalignment eventually leads you to what? Alignment. James 1:22. But be ye doers of the word and not hearers only. Right? Right? You understand me? Eventually, you got to change within yourself. Eventually, you got to put some action down. Faith without works is dead. Right? Alignment means your behavior begins agreeing with your vision. Yeah. Let's say it again. Alignment means your behavior begins agreeing with your vision. Yeah, you're going to start doing. See, man, if I'm trying to go somewhere and I know it causes me to dress in a certain form and fashion, my behavior going to cause for me to do that. I'm going to start doing things that's going to make me go get the things that I need. Okay? All right? It's the alignment process, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't just talk about the man you're becoming. You begin making decisions like him. Come on, man. Come on, man. This is a powerful lesson right here. If I, like I said, if this begins to be a part 2, it would be very, very important for you guys to click on that part 2. Don't miss this game right here, because this lesson is powerful. Let's continue. Layer 3, alignment of environment. Your environment matters. Sometimes the problem isn't that you don't know what you're supposed to do. Sometimes you're constantly surrounding yourself with things that make doing it harder. Come on, man. You're around the wrong motherfuckers. Right? You done stop smoking, you done stop drinking, but you still want to hang around motherfuckers that's on that same frequency. Right? You done stop going to the clubs, but you want to still hang around motherfuckers that's on that frequency. Right? Okay? You done started working out, but you still hanging around motherfuckers that ain't working out, that ain't on that frequency. Okay? Certain environments reinforce old habits. Now you find yourself slipping back into the old habits again. Other environments reinforce new ones, right? Ask yourself, does my environment support the person I'm becoming? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. If you're trying to build discipline but constantly place yourself around temptation, you're creating unnecessary warfare. That's all you're doing. You tempting the Lord at that point. You tempting him. If you're trying to build peace but constantly surround yourself with chaos, you're working against yourself. Come on. If you're trying to build your future but spend all your time in environments that keep you focused on your past, eventually something has to change, right? Something got to change. 1 Corinthians 15 and 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners. Come on. Come on. That's why I didn't give Deaf Lady no chance to tap in. You understand me? Your environment doesn't determine your destiny, but it can certainly influence your direction. Right? Right? And the more you change within yourself, certain environments, the Most High just move you clean the fuck out of. He'll move you. Get you on out of, because that environment doesn't fit the vibration that you're currently on. All right? In certain places I used to go when I was doing certain things that I can't even tell you about it. You know what I'm saying? It's certain, look, man, it's certain environments that I still go in, but the people that was in that environment are no longer there because I'm on a certain frequency. I'm on a different frequency. So those people can't exist. When I go in that environment, they can't exist there no more. You understand me? But I noticed every time I would get off of SR and drop my vibration, them people just all of a sudden pop back up again. Right? This is some real shit, bro. I'm giving y'all game, man. Man, click on that part 2 if we go to part 2. I'm giving game on this one right here. All right, let's get it. Layer 4, alignment of relationships. Not everybody can go with you into every season. Uh-oh. See, this is a hard one for a lot of motherfuckers. You understand me? But the Most High know it. But so the Most High do like he did with me and my little ex, you heard me? It was certain. Look, man, I ain't gonna lie. My little ex, bro, before I felt like I feel today, I ain't gonna lie, she could call me like, man, let me get 20, I'll give it to her. But after the day, I know that's dead. She know it's dead. Because the energy that I brought to her today, let her know, like, it's over for me. Yeah, it's over. Right? Why? Because this door and this season that I'm going into, you can't come, little mama. You can't come. Right? I'm not the same man that you met in the beginning. See, when you met me and her, we was chiefing together. I was smoking cigarettes, you know, doing the most. You understand me? I'm a total different individual right now. You understand me? Total different individual. And I guarantee you, if I was to go back entertaining that lifestyle, woo-woo-woo, you understand me? Yeah, we'll get back on the same accord. You know? And that's not necessarily hatred. It's not. It ain't hatred. It ain't hatred at all. If you notice what I told, I say, look, when we out in public, you know, you see me, just act like you don't see me, and I'm gonna act like I don't see you. Why? Why? Because eventually, guess what? Even though we're in the same vicinity, we on 2 different wavelengths. In my world, you don't exist. Okay? Sometimes it's simply alignment. That's all it is. There are people who may love you but aren't capable of walking with you where you're going. They're not. Right, shout out to my homegirl Shamika again, man, and her daughter Kayla. And I gotta say this right here, because the spirit on me to say this. Damn, I can't believe I just said that shit. Kayla, don't get mad with me. Please don't beat me up. You understand me? I love you dearly. But I gotta say this. Where you trying to go, motherfuckers can't go with you. You holding on to something that ain't supposed to be held on to. You understand me? And I'm speaking from my higher self right now. You understand me? You know, when I do these portal lessons, I'm not the Taz that you see and you talk to. I'm not Unc. I'm something totally different. Right? This is my spirit speaking, which means that when my physicality is gone, right? When I'm gone, my spirit is still here and it's still gonna speak to you. Right? Okay? So I had to say that, you understand me? You holding on to something that you ain't supposed to be holding on to. You elevating. But if a motherfucker ain't elevating with you, guess what? You like Miss Lady said on the clip, you just let it play out. It'll disappear. But you gotta know what you doing within yourself. You feel me? Real talk, you understand me? I had to say that one time. And you know, I ain't expecting for you to take the game and apply the game today. It ain't meant for that. It's just meant to be spoken. Right? The spirit will do what the spirit do. You feel me? Right? Let's continue. There are relationships that constantly pull you toward an older version of yourself, right? And there are relationships that encourage growth, accountability, peace, and purpose. Amos 3:3, right? Can two walk together except they be agreed? No, they can't. The question isn't, do I love this person? The question is also, where does this relationship lead me? Because love without discernment can become attachment. Come on. Love without discernment can become attachment. But the Most High do it that way because guess what? That misalignment is going to lead you straight into what? Alignment. Because after a while, you're going to get tired of that shit. I remember my partner, KB, his sister said, when you get tired, you'll get tired. When you tired, you'll get tired. When you done had enough, you'll cut that shit out. Right? I had another partner, you know, old school partner. He used to tell me, he'd be like, man, motherfucker act like they don't want to go to the hospital. He'd like, but pain make you go. He said, see, when you feel pain, pain don't play with you. Pain gonna make you get up and make a move. Right? Pain ain't no bad thing. Right? Because without that pain, you wouldn't want to know what the fuck going on. Right? Let's continue, right? That misalignment bring you to what? Alignment, right? An attachment can keep you connected to something you're supposed to outgrow. Come on, man. An attachment can keep you to something, they're attached to something that you're supposed to outgrow. Yeah, you done stop smoking, you done got back in school, you ain't drinking no more, you ain't hanging with friends, but you still got this bullshit ass nigga around you. You still got this bullshit ass hoe around you. You still got these bullshit ass people around you. And now they looking at you disgruntled. All of a sudden, now all of y'all getting in arguments and all that because you're growing and they're not growing with you. Something going on. Something going on. You understand me? Yeah, I'm talking that shit today. But somebody gonna have to leave. Somebody gonna have to leave. Right? Something gonna have to change, and I'm gonna be real with you. If you can change, because you can go back and downgrade yourself and drop back on a level. So you know the Most High might make you do it, right? And if He do make you do it, guess what? It's all just a learning process. Because He might feel like, okay, you ain't tired enough for this motherfucker yet, so I'm gonna make you go back and go fuck with him again. Yup. Until you get tired. Misalignment brings you straight into what? Alignment. Let's get it. Alignment sometimes requires distance without hatred. You can leave peacefully, you can forgive, you can wish somebody well, and still recognize this isn't where I'm supposed to remain. Right? Simple. Simple. Layer 5, alignment of purpose, right? This is where the lesson gets deeper. Stop asking only, what do I want? Start asking, what am I supposed to build? I know this is going to be a 2-part lesson. Please, I advise you to click on my part 2. Right? Purpose gives direction to your discipline. Without purpose, discipline can become nothing more than restriction. But when you understand what you're building, saying no becomes easier, right? It's easy. When you got something that you fixated on your vision, a motherfucker can't come sway you away from that. When you feel within yourself, you know it's real, even though it ain't manifested yet, but you can see it, you know that it's gonna manifest, it's real, motherfucker can't come sway you, man. Motherfucker can't come sway you, right? If you know you at a job and you know it's possible for you to get a car,